Hello everyone, welcome to Believers IAS Academy. Today we are going to look at CITES, which is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. So what is CITES? CITES is actually an international agreement between different governments. And what is its objective? It tries to ensure that international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten their survival. So remember, it's not just about animals, the trade of animals, it also includes plants. And CITES was actually drafted as a result of a resolution which was adapted in an IUCN meeting. So we had already done a video on IUCN, International Union of Conservation of Nature. Please refer to that video if you want to know more about it. And actually CITES entered into force in 1975 and currently it has about 183 members, which are, we call it as parties because it might also include regional economic integration organizations too. So the conference of the parties is actually the decision-making body of CITES, and previously they have met in 2019 in Geneva, Switzerland, where exactly in Geneva, Switzerland is actually is a place where its headquarters is placed in. So it was previously held there, and the next one is going to happen in 2022 in Costa Rica. And this organization is actually administered by UNEP, which is the United Nations Environment Program. So, what about the CITES Convention? Is it binding on the country? Actually, it is legally binding. It's said to be legally binding, but this does not actually take place of any national law, which means the CITES is going to put forward some frameworks, and following that, these countries have to, these member countries, which 183 member parties are there, so those countries which are part of CITES are supposed to make a domestic legislation, which means in their legislative assemblies, in their countries, whatever laws they have to make in order to implement the CITES framework. So that's how it is legally binding. So what are the functions of CITES? The CITES tries to limit international trade in specimen of selected species. So these selected species of different plants and animals might be those species which are facing threat of extinction, which are endangered species. So that's what the objective of CITES is. And its authorization, the authorization of the trade, so trade will be happening anyway. So this authorization has to be adopted from a licensing system. A licensing system is going to be provided, and through that authorization has to be taken, and that is required for the import, export, re-export and introduction of species covered by the convention. So whatever species is mentioned in this list, there are 3 appendices actually. So appendix 1, 2 and 3 to the convention are list of species which are afforded different levels of types of protection from overexploitation. So in order to prevent exploitation, in order to prevent the extinction, so there are certain species that is put in this list, and those species are going to avail some kind of protection, different types of different levels of protection according to which list that they are. Alright. So which are these 3 appendices? So totally there are going to be 36,000 species in these 3 lists. So out of that about 3% is going to be in appendix 1, which are species threatened with extinction. So those species which is facing extinction is placed in appendix 1. And secondly, in the appendix 2 are species not necessarily threatened with extinction but may become so unless trade is regulated. So if trade is not properly regulated, these species might face extinction. And the third one are species subjected to regulation within the jurisdiction of a party and for which the cooperation of the other parties is needed to control international trade. So when trade is happening between 2 countries, like the animal trade is happening, so proper permission has to be taken. In this appendix 3, it's only 1% of species present. It is in the appendix 2 that 97% of the species are present. So that's all about CITES. For more such videos, do visit our YouTube channel, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also visit our website www.believersis.com in order to see the kind of course structure that we are providing. You can also get to see our free daily kind of materials and the blog and the other updates that we post there. And do follow us on Instagram and Believers IAS Telegram channel so that you can get different updates related to UPSC Civil Services exam. Thank you.